Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're diving into a really powerful, and I mean really powerful skill for dealing with all the stress of modern life. And the story of how it was discovered? Well, it starts somewhere you'd never expect. A hospital bed.
So, picture this. This is literally where the story kicks off. Flat on your back. Your leg's just been operated on, and it's just you, the ceiling, and your phone. I mean, how many of us can relate to that feeling, right? You're physically stuck, but your mind is just racing. And your only company is that glowing screen. That was the author's reality. Trapped, can't move, and just endlessly scrolling.
And that experience, it really brings up a huge question for all of us, doesn't it? In a world that's basically designed to shatter our attention into a million pieces. I mean, we're all tethered to these devices 24/7. How on earth do you find a single moment of real, genuine presence?
Well, the author's answer came through this really cool framework: move, see, and reflect. And it all started with that first part, move. It was a simple and honestly a very skeptical decision to just do something, to try a thing, even if it felt completely and utterly ridiculous at the time.
And let's be real here. This is such a relatable place to start. The author is a researcher, right? So their brain is all about data and facts. They see a video about Reiki, and their first thought isn't some profound spiritual awakening. Nope, it was, this looks stupid. Just a regular person looking at this and thinking, seriously? This is supposed to be the thing that helps me?
So what did this whole awkward experiment actually look like in practice? You might be picturing some ancient temple, right? Wrong. It was a Udemy course downloaded onto a phone. The process was, well, it was practicing multiple times a day, feeling like a total fraud the entire time, and then getting something called a remote attunement, which, get this, was done without even a video call. It was basically a leap of faith powered by an op store. And then something started to shift. I mean, despite all the skepticism, despite feeling totally foolish doing it, a real physical change started to happen. The inflammation in that operated leg, it started to go down. And we're not talking about some overnight miracle. It was slow, it was consistent, and most importantly, it was measurable. The experiment was actually yielding data.
Okay, so getting a real tangible result like that, it completely changed the game. This thing went from being some weird experiment to try while stuck in bed to an absolutely essential daily ritual. We're talking just 5 months later, and it was as fundamental to the author's routine as brushing their teeth. A total non-negotiable.
All right, so a measurable result is one thing. But the big question is, what was actually happening inside the body? And that brings us perfectly to the second part of the framework, see. The researcher part of the author's brain just had to know. It was time to dig into the science.
Okay, so here's a quick breakdown. Your nervous system basically has two main settings. Most of us, let's be honest, spend our days stuck in the first one, the sympathetic system. You know it as fight or flight. It's that constant state of high alert, just fueled by notifications, deadlines, all that chaos. But the other mode, the one we need more of, is the parasympathetic system. That's rest and digest. It's where all the good stuff, the recovery, the healing, actually happens.
And look, there is actual hard data to back this up. A brand new study from 2024 looked at cardiac patients. The ones who received Reiki, they had significantly lower levels of cortisol. That's the body's main stress hormone. So this isn't just a feeling. Reiki is actively helping to shift the body out of that constant draining fight or flight state.
So what is this practice really? I love this definition. It's basically meditation for people who can't sit still, right? Instead of trying to force your mind to be empty, which is impossible for most of us, you're actively doing something. You're placing your hands. You're focusing on that physical sensation. Your mind is still going to chatter away, but now that chatter gets redirected.
And this is maybe the most important part. The key principle here is that frequency is way more important than intensity. This isn't about finding a whole hour for some epic session once a month. No, the research shows that short, daily, 10-minute sessions are way more effective. It's all about building a consistent, small habit of presence in a world that's always trying to pull you away.
And here's a great way to think about it. It's like an energy shower. You know how we walk around all day just absorbing the stress of the world? That ambient anxiety from the news, from social media, even just from being around other people? Well, this 10-minute practice is like taking a daily shower for all that stuff, washing off the grime you didn't even realize was sticking to you.
Okay, so that brings us to the third and final part of this framework, reflect. Because as we've seen, this is about so much more than just a cool stress reduction technique. We're talking about cultivating a fundamental life skill.
And the big realization here is that healing, real change, it happens in repetition, not in some big revelation. The magic isn't in one single mind-blowing moment. It's not about some secret initiation. The real transformation happens in the simple, kind of boring act of just showing up, day after day. It's all in the repetition.
And honestly, this is why this is such a perfect skill for right now. Think about it. Any spiritual tool that needs you to have a perfectly silent room and a special cushion, it's pretty much useless for most of us in the real world. The incredible power of this is that it's accessible anywhere. You can do it from a hospital bed, learning from your phone. That's a game changer.
So why does any of this matter to you? To us? Well, because it's a tool that feels like it was perfectly designed for the world we live in right now, this crazy, digitally distracted world. It just strips away all the usual barriers. You don't need a guru, you don't need to save up for a fancy retreat. All you need is yourself, your hands, and 10 minutes. That's it.
Okay, so after all that, what does this actually look like for you? What does a 10-minute practice really boil down to? You're going to be surprised. It is almost shockingly simple.
Yep, it really is just 3 steps. Step 1, find 10 minutes. That's it. 2, use your hands, place them on your body with some intention. And 3, just be with your body. For 10 minutes, just be with yourself. No apps, no notifications, no distractions. In a world that never, ever stops, that is a truly radical act.
And this really is the final and most crucial takeaway. The goal here isn't to get to some finish line where you're healed or fixed. That's not it at all. The real value, the skill itself, is in the practice. It's in the ongoing act of showing up for yourself. It's a continuous return to the present moment, one 10-minute session at a time. And in today's world, maybe that's the single most valuable skill any of us can learn.